Hey, what's up, guys? It's Enigma Hood, and there is this racist piece of shit named Alan Dershowitz, and he made some very controversial and racist remarks regarding the Freddie Gray murder that happened in Baltimore, Maryland recently. Basically, recently, I should give a little bit of background on this. The district attorney decided to file charges, criminal charges, against the 6 police officers who murdered Freddie Gray while in their custody. It was determined by the district attorney and the independent investigations that the initial arrest itself was illegal, that the police lied about the knife that Freddie Gray had. They said he had a switchblade knife. He didn't have a switchblade knife. He simply had a folding knife that was spring assisted, which is perfectly legal. It's legal in many states. Lots of people have pocket knives in their pocket all the time. And so what he did, having that pocket knife, was perfectly legal. His arrest was illegal. And while, apparently they severed his spine, and it led to his death. And, before I get into this Alan Dershowitz motherfucker, I can't even put into words how sick that makes me feel, that he died of a spinal injury caused by the police. And the reason is because I also have back and neck problems. And sometimes, it gets out of alignment. And I'm in absolute horrible pain as a result of that. So I really do sympathize with anyone who has like a spinal injury or whatever, because it can cause an enormous amount of pain. And the fact that he died as a result of a spinal injury, I hope that he wasn't in any pain when he died. I hope that he was heavily sedated and on tremendous amounts of painkillers, because that is the absolute worst way to die. And that just enrages me even more that these fucking murderers did this to him, and for nothing. They illegally arrested him and then lied about the knife that he had in order to make them appear to be innocent. So anyway, Alan Dershowitz is this piece of shit lawyer. In addition to him being a general piece of shit, he's also a pro-Israel piece of shit. Israel is a apartheid state. It's a state that took land away from people who were already living there. It's basically just an example of modern European colonialism. An example of, hey, we want these white people to live in the Middle East, so all you brown people need to move out. And he's pro that. He's pro-Israel. And that just makes him even more of a piece of fucking shit. But these comments alone tag him as a piece of shit. So what did he say? He said, "This is a very sad day for justice. Today had nothing to do with justice. Today was crowd control. Everything was motivated by a threat of riots and a desire to prevent riots." It's a very funny statement coming from someone who purports to be a lawyer. Anyone who studied criminal justice should know why we punish criminals in the first place. Look inside any criminal justice textbook. Look under why we punish criminals in America. The number one reason, now there are many reasons, but the number one reason for why we punish criminals is precipitated out of a need for vengeance from the community. That is why we punish criminals. It's not because we want to deter crime. That's part of it, but that is a lesser concern. It's not because we want to sequester criminals from the general populace. Although that is part of it, it is a lesser concern. The number one reason is precipitated out of a need for vengeance. And like I said, you can look this up yourself in any criminal justice textbook. And it disturbs me that this fucker is teaching criminal justice in colleges. I don't know if it's criminal justice specifically, but he teaches how to be an attorney, I guess, or wherever the fuck he teaches. He should be fired. He should be fired because not only is it just because he's a racist, but also because he doesn't know anything about why we punish criminals in the first place. It's out of a need for vengeance from the general public. Now, why? Why is that a concern? Why would we care about that? Why would I shouldn't even say why would we care about that? Why would society, why would the government care about satiating people's need for vengeance? It's very simple. It's to deter vigilantism and to deter rioting. Because if people don't believe that the government is punishing criminals for doing wrongdoing, then there is an increased likelihood that they will take matters into their own hands. And that increases the probability of vigilantism and rioting, which destabilizes society. So the reason why we punish criminals isn't just because it's the right thing to do. It's from a practical point of view, because we want to mitigate as much as possible anything that might destabilize the fabric of society itself. And rioting and vigilantism destabilize the fabric of society itself. You can't have a country when people are rioting, when people are taking the law into their own hands. Why would they take the law into their own hands? Because they feel that the law, the real law, and the law enforcers are impotent and corrupt and unable to enact justice. That is the reason. And people always condemn these riots. They are coming from racists because they are condemning the riots, but they are not simultaneously condemning the injustice and the racism and the police brutality that caused the riots in the first place. Alan Dershowitz, you are a racist piece of fucking shit that does not even understand why we punish criminals in the first place. And if you want to learn why we punish criminals in the first place, why don't you take a look at your criminal justice textbook that you allegedly teach? Go fuck yourself. This is Enigma Hood signing off.